Hey everyone. Hi Virgo. Hi Virgo. Alright, if you're new to Opal Oracle, welcome. If you are returning, well, welcome back. Now, the first message, happy December by the way. The first message I saw was, well, there's something about going back to basics, right? Back to Basics is actually a cool book too. I feel like that's from like the 60s, maybe 70s. Anyway, it's something about simplifying. It's something about not talking about whatever it is that you're going through internally. And I know in Opal Oracle we talk a lot about, oh, well, is that an eyelash? I see. You got an eyelash on your sun card. You want to make a wish? 1, 2. I guess I should too, right? Okay. It's like if you're stressed out, just be like, I don't care. I'm going to take this energy that's inside of me and transmute it into something else. Transform it into something else. You're releasing something too. Excuse me. You're releasing and letting go of some old thought patterning. It makes sense with the North Node, South Node shift. Specifically that South Node in Capricorn, because that rides along with Pluto, and it's just a lot of pushing out of the old, right? So that we can welcome in the new, right? I see that you keeping calm, right? Speaking from a place of empowerment, like, okay, say you got a lot on your plate for whatever reason. Well, then you say to yourself and to others, it's almost as if like when someone's like, you need a hand? And when someone's like, nah, I don't need, no, I can do it myself. Like, it's not that. It's not that. It's where someone's like, you need a hand, and you're like, no, I got it, thanks. But you know that it's going to be kind of heavy, right? You know it's going to be like a little bit, it's a lot of energy to be able to do it, but you can do it. Because you know that once you complete the task and carry this all the way to this brand new little awesome house, right? Then what happens? Well, it goes all the way to the ace. All the way back around. I really feel like also that it's interesting. I wanted to not really talk about it so much. I guess I will maybe in the new year, but the North Node also in Cancer is very like, I'm so focused on the future, right? Capricorn too, and this is a lot of cardinal signs taking on karma, and it has been for quite some time. Fixed signs too, but the point is that I was just telling Leo, like, one day at a time, you know, one day at a time. I see for some of you, it could be your habits. There's something about your habits. There's something about what you put into your body, how you spend your time, what you think about, and also, there's, it's interesting. I heard like there's nothing to fear but fear itself, but that's like a presidential propaganda, right? Um, I know you're trying to figure out how to, like, how something's going to pan out. But the best that you can do between now and then is to figure out what you need to do for yourself to be in the most mature, positive place you can be. Right? Like, again, if someone's like, hey, do you need help with that? Now, granted, it could be, no, I'm okay, thanks, though, I got it. You know, and be happy about that sweat, about that effort, about the time you have to put into something. Or the maturity and the positivity would be like, yeah, actually, I was just about to ask somebody, this is really, it's a lot heavier than I thought it would be. I do need a hand. Thank you so much. Right? That also shows that there are other people on your team that are like looking into your world, right? And are like, hey, what's up with Virgo? Does Virgo need anything? And of course, you, the same. You do have a lot of, you have more fire here than anything. But I see that it's becoming more organized. I heard again, which is the very first message, don't talk about your stress. I heard ain't nobody need to know. Like, at least during this time. Like, you feel stressed out about something. I think that whatever the stress is has to do with security of the future. This person trying to go towards this house, right? Like that wish earlier, right? You decide what you want to do with this magic wand. Also, try not to speak from a place, or at least be aware of when you are stressed out. How that connects to your walls that go up, like your defensiveness. And you know, we can only see so well in the dark. So but I really don't see you being in the dark all that much. You know, even when right. Let's see how to help you, because I feel like you're pushing through. But you're pushing through something that's like, yeah, more fire. Okay, so sometimes when we don't speak, what happens? Because you're ruled by Mercury, right? And I'm not saying, sometimes a Virgo can be very quiet. But if you are going to speak, then I see that it's important to speak from a place of empowerment, even for yourself. If it's for yourself, for others, whatever. What is it that you know, again, being snappy. You don't want to be snappy, because that affects the energy going out. That makes the energy snappy, right? And sometimes when we're quiet, then we figure out that wherever it is that we go to, even if it's just like attaching to some old memory or some old energetic memory, right? Even past life memory, whatever. You're just able to look at something a little bit differently, okay? You were made exactly the way that you were for a reason, right? I think some of you are also thinking about when your mother had, like, you as a kid. Something like that. Maybe that's just a flash in the pan that happens, but there's something about that. How I don't know why I picked more cards. I usually don't. I guess it's to tell you that anything is possible. Don't give up. The only air here is this King of Swords in the reverse. So I see for some of you, and I don't know if this is that, again, that North Node in Cancer, because that's about, like, caring for yourself, you know, nurturing yourself appropriately, caring about what you put into your body, you know. Didn't we talk about this before? That's all really important. Why? Oh, hello, little bird. Remember to be soft in your speech, too. This King of Swords is, I mean, I see him as, you know, strong like this, because he is. He's strong either way. And being next to the Devil in reverse, which shows that well, you're not putting up with your own shit anymore, which is good. You know what I mean? You're done with that. You know that there's a cycle that goes around and around and around that you've been doing, you know, for a long time. Something that connects to how you interact with others too. But that's all about the change, right? This is so positive. It's like, if you are worried about money, well, what do you want your bank account to look like? I mean, it's not necessary. I'm not promoting capitalism or basing these spiritual understandings into the world of financial gain necessarily. But I guess that is a part of our lives. So you got to talk about, you know, maybe that's what it is too. Is like, to manifest, I guess, in a way, for you to combine all this energy into, make the 10 into a 1, right? To deduce it down, to magnify, because you're deducing to magnify the power, right? Then don't talk about your ideas. Don't tell anybody your ideas. Okay? Keep them to yourself. Keep whatever it is to yourself for now, until you really figure it out, because this 8 of Cups is still here. It means you haven't gotten there yet. You haven't learned everything you needed to learn yet. You have to be quiet and sit with it and think about it. Right? Don't stay stuck in one mentality like, oh, Virgo, oh, I figured that out. I don't need to think about that anymore. I already got that. Oh, I got the devil totally in check. Easy killer, because this 8 will just flip right back around into being the 7. You know? So no arrogance allowed. Because that also, I feel like we've talked about this before, but especially with ideas, and when we're talking about the mind, if you tell someone you have a really great idea about something, you're like, yeah, I'm going to start this, and I'm going to do that, and da-da-da-da-da. Well, emotionally, that can actually make you feel like someone's like, oh, that's a really good idea. What happens is then you don't necessarily actually put forth the work that you need to do. You want to put forth like a third of the work, and then you kind of like leave it by the wayside or whatever, because you already feel rewarded. You already had that stimulus sort of energetic push internally. So let whatever it is that's inside just sort of build and stew, and, you know, I see right now the most important thing is for you to push through whatever this is inside of you that affects your own energetic, where it is that you want to go, where it is and how it is that you have your energy go somewhere. There's nothing wrong with being positive about the outcome, but there's no need to talk it up, whatever that means. Just stay in this moment and figure out, well, what is it that you need to do to ensure that the future will be good? What is it that I need to do inside of myself to ensure that I won't repeat this cycle again, that I won't get these same walls that come up and block me from being able to achieve what it is, the excitement and the passion and the creativity that I know that lies within inside of myself, the value of how I, you know, maybe you need to go backwards about something. so that you can learn something. You know? I see that whatever this Eight of Cups is too, whatever you're walking away from, that you've been emotionally attached to for a very long time. Right? Energetically attached to, shadow world attached to even. You make it to the 9. The road is not going to be paved from the 8 to the 9 of Cups. It's a rocky road. It's a dirt road. But that's okay. They're better anyway. You know? And actually, in a way, for some of the time, there is no road. It's like you have to pave. I don't like that term. It's as if, because if you're walking on a path, or you're walking on a road, or you're walking wherever it is that you're walking, if there's already something there to walk upon, then you're walking upon someone else's path. That means that there's help along the way, but it also means, I see that for some of it, there is no path. It's like you have to decide what way you want to go about it. You have your own independent choice in that, you know? Because maybe this is also about like a forced mentality that you think that you have to abide by, but you don't. You are allowed to choose for yourself what is appropriate, what is not. Right? I mean, look at all this fire here. I just feel like it's like poking everything. Like, no, you don't need that many. No one needs to get poked that much. You know? Maybe one. But this is more of like, you know, than a poke. You'll be fine. You'll be just fine. I think I'm going to start using my... I like these. This is the first deck I ever received. Although there's no Queen of Swords in here. But that's okay. I guess I could make one. And maybe then we can just remember that that's what... Right? Maybe the Queen of Swords is because now... when we use these cards in this space and time, well, we've already thought about it, right? We've already thought about it enough. That way, now we can start externalizing it. It's not just an internal process anymore. Okay, enough in our heads. Maybe that's really what it is. Right now, it's about the other, working out the other elements. That'd be neat if you just, as you lost your cards, say they just disappeared as you figured it out. Yeah, I think we've done enough consideration, thought to pain, right? See that? Yeah, definitely enough. All right. Love you. Take care, Virgo. Don't forget to smile. Be grateful. Be patient. Be excited. All those things. All right. Love you.